Right, hello, good evening, welcome. It is F3. It is Charlie Gordon on pole position as he's the first driver to set a lap time. Tile decider, evening. In F3, 12 weeks of racing, it all comes down to this. Where we have Mr. Callum Morris versus Kamil Blazieginski, also known as Ronaldinho. And this is it. 13 points separates them, so Callum just has to finish basically the race. He needs to finish P10 or higher or something like that. I can't remember our point system. But yeah, this is it. Callum needs to have a bad race, and Kamil needs to win. That's the minimum here. There is other ways also with fastest laps and pole position points, but yeah, this is it. So, what is going to happen here? 36 laps around one of the most famous tracks of all time. Brazil has caused many a controversy in Euro history, many contentious events in the history of this league have happened here. A lot of history in F5 in particular. But yeah, this is where we are, and the man in charge at the moment with one hand on the title has already gone P2. But his main rival is crossing the line now, and he's going to set the fastest lap out of anybody by over 3/10. Ronaldinho in the 107.6s already. That's a quick time. At this point in F5, we were in the mid 108s, so it's already better than the pole time in F5. So Ronaldinho setting down a marker nice and early. Is it going to be enough though this evening? Even if he has a dominating display. Safety cars always happen in Brazil. Always happen. It's just a guarantee at this point. So it's Ronaldinho, then Charlie, then Callum. These three have been up the top all season. Then Fat Ronaldo, Mateusz Kozlinski. He's in P4. Callum Ogden, and apparently his last ever league race is in P5. Andrei Festchenko is in P6. Max Junior Brzezinski is in P7. David Ann and Mark Anderson. Mark Anderson, our F5 champion for this season. Congrats to you, Mark. Thoroughly deserved. Great championship run from you. You join an illustrious list of people to have won in F5. Then João Santos is joining us this evening. F5 legend. There's a lot of F5 legends here, as he goes P6. Then we have Brami, who I don't know. I think it's his first race in Euro actually. And everyone's favourite Romanian terrorist who's sliding up the Ferradura, Alex Theodore. So just under 12 minutes to go in qualifying. And with F125 upon us, you know, this is a lot of people's last league race on this game. It's probably the last time I'm going to commentate on this game, actually. I can probably delete it quite happily afterwards, as F125 is coming out next week, so we will be migrating to that for next season. It is also worth noting that we will have an F124 tier for those on PS4 who do not have the capabilities to play F125, unfortunately for them. So we will be keeping the F124 spirit alive, much to my delight. F123 will not be running next season. But yeah, we move. Sorry, I'm just catching a drink here. As we are entering now. We are entering into the second half of qualifying. Ronaldinho still with the fastest lap. Mateus. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So David Ann now has stuck his car in P2 with 8 minutes to go in qualifying. It's kind of a bit of a dull qualifying session, to be honest with you. But anyway, we move on. No Lex Hod in the chat as of yet on this final Friday evening of Season 15 in Euro. We will be going on holidays after this for a few weeks. The server might just be a bit quiet for about the next 2 weeks or so. We will open sign-ups for Season 16. Amazingly to say, we're 16 seasons of Europe. We'll be opening sign-ups in about a week or so's time. Tracks to be determined and all that good stuff. Mr. Jaden Carpenter, once he finishes his exams, will brainstorm this with me, as he always does. Jaden is a bit of a goat. And yeah, any big noticeable changes for next season? We will have a new special event, which will be a spin the wheel reverse track. I can confirm that. And then more week breaks, I think. I think we kind of all realised that they're... Oh, he's here. Hello, Lex. We kind of realised this season that we just needed a bit more time off for some of the staff, so... we will be just giving... Yeah, that's a little bit more time. Maybe 1 or 2 more breaks during the season. As akin to real life F1... You know, this can be quite draining when you're doing it every weekend. You know, people have lives as well. So, yeah. And then apart from that, big changes next season. Not really many. We're hoping to get 4 tiers, 3 to 4 tiers. I'd be happy with that. It must be said that we had over 150 sign-ups this season, which is absolutely amazing. It's probably one of the highest amounts we've had in a long time, and we probably could have squeaked a 6th tier. But yes, Lex, there's only 12 people. I think this is F1 25 comes out next week. But Ronaldinho going even faster, still in the 107.6s. But yeah, so you know, and hopefully, you know, all the issues with the previous this game would fix the bugs and people not being able to join and not getting into their car and random penalties under safety car and stuff, I guess. Hopefully that's all fixed. And yeah. Bug lobbies and all this. I'm assuming a lot of these bugs will get fixed because they get rid of the previous gen. So, yeah. We'll see. Yeah. Overall feedback I'm hearing about the new game is that it is markedly improved over F1 24. The handling is between 22 and 23. But yeah, so anything, to be honest, anything could have been better than this game's handling. But saying that, as the setups got better, the game did improve in quality. It must be said. It's not F1 23, but you know, it did improve. So there's just 4.5 minutes left in F3's qualifying. Is there a championship battle, Lex? Yes, Callum Morris in the Williams leads Ronaldinho in the Red Bull by 13 points going into this final race of the season. So you can do the math there, but Callum only has to really finish, and he only has to really finish the race, to be honest. He is sitting in P4 at the moment, and Brazil is a crazy, crazy track. It's a crazy, crazy track, so anything can really happen around here. Anything usually does happen around here. There's just 3.5 minutes to go, and a few drivers will look to. Just gonna wait in the pits now, before they come out eventually. This is yellow flags as we have the Mercedes of Bramy just mowing the grass there. I think he's letting someone through. Anyway, so Mark Anderson now also sticking his kick into P3. So another driver between Callum and Ronaldinho. Callum hasn't come out of the pits yet for his final attempt. He's going to do so in about 20 seconds time, I'd say 10 seconds time. As a load of drivers are going to be starting their final laps momentarily. Mark Anderson is about to be one of those on his final lap attempt, and we will ride on board with him. Around this go-karting like track, Lewis Hamilton calls this one of his favourite tracks of all time, not just because of significance, as Marcus into the fucking bits. David, not on a lap either, he's gone around again. Callum, still not out of the pits. Andrei Feschenko is not on a... I don't know what he's doing. I don't think he's not on a lap either, as he's racing the Ferrari of João Santos, what it looks like. Everyone coming out late, but Callum has left this... Oh, he is out in track. Okay. I was just saying, thought he's left this too late. This is very interesting if he left it too late. And this man is the X Factor this evening. Max Junior Brzezinski, what will he do? Known for his acts of terrorism and chaos, what will he do? Ronaldinho, it'll be Ronaldinho, then Charlie, and between them is Callum. Interestingly enough, as David Ann starts his final lap attempt into the Senna S as he goes turn 1s and 2. And turn 3, also known as Curva del Sol. Mark Anderson retiring for the session. Now on the run down to turn 4, which is the Cidia del Lago. Lovely, lovely stuff here. Very famous turn. Loads of battles here in the past. Loads of grid overtaking spot on this track. Then up the Ferradura, which is turns 5 and 6. You have to be careful not to overheat the tyres here and lose the car. And into a tricky sector 2. Where you are constantly battling one way and then the other. Now, I can't remember the name of this corner, but it is a tricky left-hander. Again, it was tricky for traction in previous games, not so bad in this one. Into this final corner, which David says it's a purple sector too, where if you get a good exit, it will do you for nearly half the length of the track. And what is David going to set? It's going to be close here. He's very, very close to pole, I think. He's going to be P2 at the moment. He's only about half a tenth off of Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho's going to be next across the line. Is he going to improve on his time? It looks like he is. What the? Well, he doesn't, in fact. Callum Morris next across the line. He can only stay P7. Ronaldinho does indeed go fastest. Charlie Gordon is the next driver to cross the line. What was Brzezinski doing? I don't want to know, man. And Charlie, what is it going to be for Charlie? It's going to be P2 for Charlie Gordon, right at the death. So Callum Morris can only manage a P7. That's not good enough. Andrei Feschenko didn't improve. He stayed in the pits. So it's not going to be plain sailing for our title leader, challenger. And just to have a look here, we will be revising the point system for next season as well. So Callum has to finish 7th now or higher, as Ronaldinho gets the pole position point. Then it's Charlie Gordon, then David Ann, and then Mark Anderson, João Santos, Mateus, Fat Ronaldo. Then our title leader, Callum Morris in P7, Andrei Feschenko, his teammate for the season, in P8, Alex Theodore in P9, Bramy in P10, Callum Ogden in P11, and Brzezinski in P12. Whatever. So let's work it out now. There's 12 points between Callum and Camille after that qualifying session. So, and it looks like a dry race as well. So all Callum has to do is he's to finish P7. Well, technically, he can finish P7 with the fastest lap, and that will be enough for the title. Now, interesting enough, if Campbell wins the race, and Callum finishes P7 and he gets fastest lap, he will win the championship by a point. So lots to consider here. Lots to consider. As the drivers just finalizing their setups here. The difference is now 12 points between them. And we're going to get underway in F3 for the final time. 5 red lights. They're away. Let's see who gets the best start. Ronaldinho looks to get a relatively clean start. Everyone else behind him, as Andre's already gotten past Callum. Any chaos behind? We don't seem to see anything just yet. Callum down to P8. Andre and Mateus fighting for P6 on the track. As you see the Alpine taking a lot of curve there. Callum back up to P7. He overtakes Mateus. And everyone seems to get away quite safely at that start. You see the Mercedes there. Bramy going really, really dangerously deep. 2 Haas's are fighting there with Bramy, and they both get past him while he's still fighting alongside. Going up the Ferradura here, it's Brzezinski and Bramy. Bramy's got the inside line though. What would he do here? And he does make a bit of a lunge there, but now it swaps around, and Brzezinski's got the inside line. Further up the field, João Santos and Andrei Feschenko are fighting. Callum Morris up to P6 now. Let's have a little look at the tyres. As the whole field elects for the mediums, apart from Andre, João and Bramy. And just like that, we are one lap down out of 36. Naturally, Ronaldinho second fastest lap of the race. He's going side by side with Charlie Gordon though through the Senna S's. There's a bit of contact there, but it looks all okay. Charlie has to kind of back out of it, and that's going to compromise him to David Ann behind. If Campbell wants to really, really be comfortable here, he's got to break the DRS ASAP. Otherwise, he's just going to be inverting positions all race long. David and Charlie battling there through turn 4, through the Del Cidia del Lago. They're now going side by side up the Ferradura. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 as Bramy has gone off the track. The 2 Haas is still waiting in the wings. as we see here, Andrei Freshchenko running in P4. Bramy's just left the session. I don't know what he's done there. Let me see if I can get him back in. Did he add me? I don't think he added me. Now, fastest laps dropping in. As Bramy indeed has left the server. As we're into lap 3 now, and Charlie Gordon currently in P1 with Ronaldinho in behind and David Allen behind him. Big DRS train already, the whole field. As we're down to 11 drivers now. I'm assuming Ronaldinho's going to make a move here. If he's got any brain, well, as Brzezinski sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:10. And this all plays into Callum Morris's hands. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. And that is Callum Ogden who's gone off there. And the position's just being inverted yet again. This is the danger now in Brazil, is that you just get into this DRS trains just swapping positions between turns 1 and 4. And this will happen all race long. Now, David Allen right on the back of Camel here as you see him going up the Ferradura. He thinks about making a move, then backs out of it. Callum and Zhao fighting for P6 on the track, and Alex Theodore waiting in the wings there as well. As here comes Zhao Santos on down the inside. Does he get the move to stick though? That's the question. Callum's ghosted at the moment. Them two are very, very close to each other. Callum keeping the position, but Alex Theodore arriving on the scene as well. He's a bit of a wobble on the exit of turn 13 there. I think it is very, very close there. Zhao with those soft tyres is a bit racy. Further back up the field, Ronaldinho going to get the position into turn 1. David Ann also going to stick his nose where it shouldn't be. And him and Charlie are fighting, and that gives them a bit of Camel a bit of breathing room here. Interestingly enough. And we're still moving along here quite nicely. And here comes David Ann making a dive on Camel as Alex Theodore gets a 3-second time penalty. Charlie Gordon's dropped down to P3, Mark Anderson's in P4. Then Andrei Freshchenko's in P5 and Callum Morris is in P6. So as it stands, Callum will tie with Camel for points. However, if David Allen wins this race, that's not going to be the case. And if you're Camel here, you've just got to weather this storm that's coming towards you. As Callum now up to P4. Charlie down to P7. He's at a moment there. Callum Ogden with another 3-second time penalty. The two houses keeping each other company yet again. Joe Santos is down to P9. Fat Ronaldo's in P8. So Ronaldinho just staying along here with David Ann in front. Zhao and Ronaldo fighting for P8 on the track. 3 drivers with a track limit penalty already. Mark Anderson now is closing in on Ronaldinho. David Ann, 6/10 clear. That's going to decrease significantly with DRS here, as everyone's just keeping their batteries nicely. And I think Camel's going to do the smart thing here, obviously not make the move into turn 1 as he's recharging his battery. And David Allen's going to be very, very vulnerable ahead here now. And there's a yellow flag in sector 1. There's a bit of argy-bargy in the back there. And there comes Callum. Gets the move done into turn 4. Back to the lead of this race is Callum Morris now up to P4 though. And Brzezinski is on the charge. As Lex Hod says, it's comments. Okay. Sorry, Lex. Let me check the comments. And Ronkson has declared he will be back for next season. Interesting. Well, Matthew, if you are back, you need to be more well behaved than in previous seasons. Okay? But yes, your hiatus will be concluded. Must be said. Lex, my day was busy today. Yeah, we had a big case in the morning. It was good. One lady had 10 new porcelain veneers. Nice big smile on her teeth. Afterwards, she was very, very happy. And yeah, and then only a few kids. We've just seen a few kid checkups after that in the afternoon. And that was my day. Oh, how was your day? How was your week, Lex? Now you're after champion. Oh, this is a bit of a wobble there. As David Allen drops down to P7, Callum now up to P3. And it's all going Mr. Morris's way. Andrei Feschenko and Diddy are just driving through each other. The back is a lot better, Lex. Thank you so much. That woman who caused it, like the lady I did the crown preparation on, I've seen her this week and she was like, "Oh, how are you, dear?" And I was like, "Oh, my back's pretty sore." Why? And I was like, "Because of you, you fucking bitch." I didn't say that, but like, you know, whatever. Yeah, it was just like, I was like, "Oh yeah, my back is just sore." I was just like, you know, I didn't say anything else to her. Anyway, Mark Anderson overtaking Ronaldinho for P2. And Callum Ogden overtaking Mateus. Yeah, the back is much, much better. I've got full range of motion again. I was like an old man last week and I couldn't do anything. Ronaldinho back up to P1 through turn 4 with DRS. It's very upsetting. Everyone behind Ronaldinho has a lot of battery here, must be said as well, and Camel doesn't have all that much battery, so he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here, because week has been alright, just gone to school and football training and some other stuff. Very nice, Lex, very nice. Very, very nice. Lex is now a champion in ERO, as crazy as it sounds. Absolutely crazy. He also joins. He's a maiden champion. He's also his first time champion this season. As we see Mark Anderson closing in on Camo. And he's going to get the move done into turn 1 around the SNS as they go. And Callum Morris waiting in the wings here as the two title rivals are coming side by side here. You can see each other into turn 3. Here we go. There's some battling here. And I think Camel's going to be boxed in here by the looks of it. No, he has to stay behind for now. Interesting thing is now, because Mark Anderson has kept the position. Always the women. Yes, it is the old women are dangerous. Don't ever be under any disillusions. Now, because Mark hasn't been overtaken there into turn 4, he's probably going to lose 2 positions here into turn 1. As Alex Theodore is Callum Morris's biggest worry at the moment, I think. He's a bit too far away to cause any noise. Callum, though, is gaining on Camel as Camel into the pits. That's an interesting strategy from Ronaldinho. No safety car. Yellow flag here as it appears the Ferrari of João Santos has gone off. Now, what is Ronaldinho's master strategy here? He's gone to the hards. Okay. What's the plan here now? Is he going to try some bonkers undercut? João also into the pits. Lex, I'm very proud that you're champion. I'm very proud of you. I still can't believe we're getting Matthew back next season. It's been quiet without him. I think Yeast has gone a bit. Yeast got a bit bored, and Sam Kent as well. Our two mainstays in F3. So as it stands now, it's Mark Anderson followed by Callum Morris, then Alex Theodore and David Ann. Then Charlie Gordon and Andrei Feschenko are in P5 and P6, and the two Haas's are in P7 and P8. Hold on a second though, as David Ann and Alex Theodore are fighting on track. And we have 25 laps left in this season of F3. Lex, all the best. We love you. Have a great off season, my good sir. As Mateus now into the pits, so the medium runners decide to get rid of these tyres now nice and early. The interesting thing is, how much of an undercut is this going to cause? How much time is Camel going to make here? Is he going to be clean there for the rest of this race? As he gets past his friend Mateus in for P9, who's just into the pits, and he's stuck on the hard tyres as well. So I think Camel's done the right thing here. I think a big undercut is coming. Because these mediums are going to start dancing. They're probably overheating for a lot of drivers as well. And this is the thing as well, is that Mark is probably holding Callum up a tiny bit. He's charging up all his battery as well. He's mad to keep within DRS. David Ann just outside the DRS as well. And he's using already. He wants to get this move done nice and early. He does not want to be fought into turn 4. Oh, as both drivers into the pits as well, obviously reacting to the Camel pit. Does Iron get a penalty? No. Good job from both of them. Now, where does Ronaldinho come out in relation to all this? Is he saying a purple sector 3, or sorry, sector 2, I beg your pardon. Is he going to come out ahead of either of these guys? They're still changing as Callum Ogden gets a 10-second time penalty for track limits, and it looks like he will come out just ahead. It's going to be very, very close here, or is it? No. Camel with the undercut. Is it successful? It might not be, you know. Well, he's ahead of Callum Morris, but he's not ahead of Mark Anderson. Mark, though, onto the medium tyres. This is good for Ronaldinho. If he can just stay out of the DRS of Callum, as Alex Theodore gets another 3-second time penalty. If he can drop Callum on the DRS here, the faster tyres. Callum, what are you doing? Charlie Gordon is in P2 at the moment with Alex in P3. David Ann leading the way as they're all into the pits now. Andrei Feschenko. Oh! That was almost tears as Max Jr. Brzezinski leads the way. Absolutely praying for a safety car right now. As he's decided to go long. And for some reason, I think Max is going to do the full 20 laps on these mediums and then try and go onto the softs or something crazy like that. A few more drivers just coming out of the pits now. There's a bit of random debris in the air. We're having quite a few drivers saying they won't be racing next season because they're not getting the next game. but that's his problem for later on. Is a yellow flag in Sector 2. And Callum Ogden, apparently one of those drivers is saying he won't be racing next season just solely because of the lack of backwards compatibility. Callum had a good... He's got no front wing. Callum had a good season. I think he had a win or something, didn't he? He had a podium anyway. I think Max gave him a win or something like that, but... Yes, it's been an interesting season for the Haas duo. I'm delighted that's only a VSC. I'm actually delighted. Because that was very, very naughty. What a surprise, Brzezinski pits. Tried to get the full safety car, for some reason it didn't happen. And it is Ronaldinho followed by Callum Morris. And David Ann. Lap 16 and 36, we carry on here in our final race in F3 for the season. Oh god. We've all saw it. Well, that is what it is. That will be dealt with accordingly going into the stewards room afterwards. Anyway, our two title rivals are fighting along still. As Ronaldinho and Callum are still fighting, as Charlie Gordon also in the mix here, and he's fighting with David Ann. As Max Cheat Brzezinski in P5, and he's holding up a DRS train of Alex Theodore and Andrei Pashchenko. Charlie and David fighting for the P3 on the track. As we're half race distance in, and it is the two title rivals who are leading the way. As it stands at the moment, Callum Morris will be the F3 champion for season 15 in a row. David Ann and Charlie Gordon, though, fighting still into turn 1, as they are swapping positions every turn 1 and turn 4. Unlike in Silverstone this season, I think it was in F4 where it was David and Mark. It is now David and Charlie. However, David keeping the position and not swapping. Speaking of Mark, though, him and Zhao fighting further down the field. And we were right on board with the Ferrari of Mr. Santos, F5 legend, as he is making a move into the City del Lago. No, with a whole lot of battery left, though. Where was the space at F5, Zhao? And now Ronaldinho 2 seconds clear of Callum, so that's the power of not being within DRS on this track, is that you will just drop off eventually, and that's that. As Charlie Gordon now going to be making a move on David into turn 4 yet again. These two having their own private little battle here as they go up the Ferradura now. And the race really beginning to settle down. As it stands, we will have our F3 champion. With just about 16, 17 laps to go at this point. Ronaldinho is building a nice gap. He's got nearly 2.5 seconds clear, but that doesn't make a difference now because Callum, this, to be honest, this is down to a few unfortunate events. One of them being Canada, and the other being Spa, where Ronaldinho was murdered by Max. And then in Canada, where he was on a tear with some fresh tyres, and then just got murdered again. So this is, part of it is bad luck, because Camel has had quite a bit of bad luck this season, if I do say so. But then Callum Morris, you also have to say, he had bad luck last week in Mexico. Terrible turn 1 incident where he was completely turned around. So it does swing in roundabouts. And now Max Cheat Brzezinski is gaining. On Mr. Charlie Gordon. I have a funny feeling we might not be seeing either Haas next season. Wow. Anyway, further back up the field, David and Callum have both caught. And Charlie have both caught the back of Callum, which may just make him just feel a bit nervous now as they go into sector 2. Over half race distance down here. And just like that, David and Callum fighting into turn 1. David's going to get the move done. Callum's going to tuck nicely in behind him to get a better exit out of turn 3. And don't count out Charlie Gordon. He's been around all season. Had some great moments this season, Charlie. He's just a bit too far away. Is Callum not able to make the move into turn 4 either? Charlie almost going into the back Callum. That would have been disastrous there for both drivers. Charlie costing his team his mate a title. There's João Santos has retired. Brings us down to 10 drivers remaining. Well, 9 technically. Brammy isn't here anymore. And Ronaldinho now nearly 3 seconds clear. David has got Callum and Charlie right behind him. It's good to see David in F3 from the start of the season, to be honest. I have to give David credit and Mark. They're two drivers who improved so much. Over the course of the season, as you see Chaz Cara retire off into the distance for the last time. They both improved so much over the course of the season. They practice more than anybody else, and they reap the rewards. So fair play to the two of them. I do give David a lot of stick, but like he's not a bad lad. Speaking of Mark, he gets past Mateus for P8. And getting back further up to the front here, where it's all happening now. And Max is gaining. He is gaining. He's gaining about 2.5 seconds here. It's Alex Slater sliding through turn 4 there. And at the moment, Ronaldinho is doing everything he should be doing. He's going to probably win this race if things keep the way they are. However, all Callum Morris has to do here is just stay with these two, and he's going to win it all. He'll lose the battle to win the war. Who has fastest lap? It is Brzezinski. That's not a lot separating these guys to the leader. Less than 6 seconds separates the actual field. Mark Anderson's about 8 ways away, but here we see Callum gaining on David here with DRS. Is he going to make a move though into turn 1? He elects not to, just not even using any battery. But here comes Charlie Gordon. Yellow flag in sector 3. Now, Callum dropping down to P4. And look who's just arrived on his coattails. So the dangerous thing here now is that if there's a bit of Brzezinski terrorism, I will be booting both of them out of the server instantly. And we're going to ride on board, as these four are now our main race to watch. Even if Callum goes down to P5, he still will win the championship though. That is the thing. He'll win it by 2 points. And here comes Max Jr. Brzezinski as he overtakes Callum for P5. Now it's all kind of developing here as Andrei Feschenko goes into the pits, probably to stick on a soft set save. Well, as far as you can see, Callum has this all wrapped up up to this point. You see Charlie Gordon there braking a bit too hard, and Max almost going into the back of him. Andre onto the mediums, interesting enough. He must not have had any softs left. As Mateus gets a 3-second time penalty, and now the pack are beginning in to converge on Camo with the aid of DRS. Everyone just got towing each other along. Less than 2 seconds now, so they've gained about 7/10 on him. Now, Alex Theodore, can he catch up to this pack and make a difference? That's the interesting question here. I think he's got too many penalties, though, at this point to make it an actual difference, but... as João Santos has just basically caught Callum. I think he's got Callum trying to intentionally DNF or something. Oh, okay. No, he's just caught Callum just trying to cause a safety car at João's expense. Right. As Brzezinski gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pits. Wow. That's him out of contention for the race win. As he sticks on the softs, and there's 4 drivers now. As the pack are really beginning to converge into Camo. Not really a lot happening at this point. Everything's beginning to die down. As the case when you have 9 drivers on the track. As Andrei Feschenko is setting the fastest lap of the race with a 109.6. Mateus onto the softs as well as we enter into the last few laps of this F3 season. It's been a topsy-turvy season. It's been a tale of two halves. And a tale of a tier of unrealized potential, I would like to say. That's probably the best way to explain it. Tier of unrealized potential. And this man, he's been consistently up the top all season long. He may not have won every race, but he was there and abouts on the podium steps. Credit where credit is due. And this man here has given him a run for his money all season. These two have been fighting tooth and nail all season long. It's been great to see. And there's a lot of respect for each other on and off the track. You can tell these guys are decent human beings. You know, they don't really want to fight with other people. They just want to get on with the racing, which is lovely. Both clean, no real dirty tactics either. And then Charlie Gordon, must be said, has been a great third wheel in that battle. He's stuck his nose where it shouldn't maybe be. Sometimes at the pace-wise, winning a race or two, and pulling off some brilliant strategies as well. So one to watch for the future if he does indeed continue to race. As yeah. I don't know what he's done. I think he's just full sent and bin the car, but I am not impressed with the Hasses tonight. Well, VSC doesn't really change anything here, it just slows the whole race down. And neutralizes any potential fights towards the end. And we will just have 8 drivers finishing this race. As we are back away on the racing. And Callum is right on the coattails of David. He is being protected at the moment by Charlie, but Charlie is just edged out of DRS here ever so slightly. Charlie is gaining on Camel as well, though. Well, he was gaining. As we enter the dying embers of this race with a few laps to go. It was quite, actually, this is quite an uneventful race apart from the Haas autism. F2 has already been decided, so that's going to be basically an open lobby of chaos tomorrow night. F1 is where F1 is. Always a tricky tier to manage and get drivers motivated to race, which has been a problem in sim racing for a long time now. But a new game hopefully brings optimism, and the feeling in the community is overwhelmingly positive as Mateus gets a 3-second time penalty. And yeah, the feeling is overwhelmingly positive that the next game is going to be better than this piece of shit. So David and Charlie fighting. Ronaldinho still in a world of his own. And Charlie's going to get past David here yet again with the assist of DRS. No, he elects to stay behind and charge his battery. Fair enough, as we've just got a handful of laps to go. And Callum not really pushing all that much here. He knows he just needs to finish the race. David Ann with a 3-second time penalty though. And that's going to drop him actually down to P4. Alex Theodore with another 3-second time penalty. Interesting enough. The top 4 were in a league of their own this evening. Their battle was, well, that was the most interesting part of the race, must be said, in this season finale in Brazil. Normally Brazil causes a bit more chaos. Not really a whole lot of this evening now. We didn't have a full grid either, it must be said, but still. And with the threat of Rongson returning next season, everyone's tails are going to have to be up. As we enter into the penultimate lap here, as we see Ronaldinho lapping the Bramy car. The Bramy car from Brackley. And he has been very, very stellar. This is his victory lap for P2, I suppose. Next up for him is his teammate, or is his friend Mateus, but I don't think that's going to really matter that much at this point. As Charlie Gordon is going to probably, well, he doesn't have to overtake David on track for P2. However, he will overtake him, and it's going to be David's job now to build up a 3-second time gap between himself and Charlie, and that's what DRS is going to be really useful for here. And just like that, David is back up to P2 on the track. But where is he going to be in relation to Callum? Because now that's his battle for P3. Camel leading the way here. To be honest, he's done a flawless race. He pit early. He went for the undercut. It kind of half worked. He was on pole position as well. He's done everything he should have done here this evening to get the job done. Things haven't went his way though, as this man is going to lead the way. He's going to take the top step for the standings with a total of 4 wins this season. Both drivers who finished 1 and 2 will have 4 wins. It's going to be Ronaldinho is going to cross the line for the last time this season in P1. However, it's going to be Callum Morris this season. He is going to be the F3 champion. Congratulations to him. Charlie Gordon will get P2 on the track. Callum will get P3. David Ann will get P4. Alex Theodore will cross the line in P5. That's a good result for him. Mark Anderson will finish in P6. Andrei Feschenko will eventually finish in P7. He's the last driver to cross the line this season in F3. Great season. Thank you very much for racing, everybody. And it's been a pleasure to commentate most weeks, most Friday nights with you. It's been a bit low energy this evening because I'm pretty tired, but also because there wasn't a whole lot happening this race. Right, so that will be F3 done and dusted. Ronaldinho P1, Charlie Gordon in P2, Callum Morris P3, then David Ann, Mark Anderson, Alex Theodore, Andrei Feschenko, Mateus ran out the finishers. The rest of the field did not finish. That's us done and dusted. F2 is live tomorrow night. You can just race at F2 if you want. Like, it is a bit of an open lobby as Lex is already champion. Same with F1. We will see you on F1 25. Have a great long weekend and stay safe.